Hi there. Welcome back to part two of the Alternative Investing series hosted by Investing You, your channel for personal and financial growth. So, this is where we last left off in episode one, and if you missed it, don't worry. We're going to provide you with the link to part one down below. But before we dive into today's content, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned to the latest releases. And to make your life easier, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to take care of that subscription right now. All right, so we are back now to the screen. And as promised, we're going to go over the 3 different type of platforms. We're also going to do a demo to show how easy it is to invest in these platforms, as well as the wonderful perks you get for investing and supporting these companies. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive in straight into the content. So the first site we're going to cover, it's going to be SeedInvest, followed by CrowdCube, and lastly by WeFunder. I'm going to go ahead and close this tab right here. So SeedInvest, it's actually one of those companies that you can actually come in and invest side by side along with angel investors and other people alongside you. So let me go ahead and go into the About Us. Right, so as you can see here, they're the leading equity crowdfunding platform, and they open up access to venture capital and angel investing to everyone. So as I mentioned before, you're going to come in here into the site and you'll have the opportunity to invest as if you were part of the venture capital team and angel investing. And just to give you a little bit of overview, like I mentioned in prior videos, crowdfunding has been around for a long time, but before it used to be only available to people who have access to high capital and people who have specific knowledge or certain connections that will actually lead them into the different types of projects. But thanks to technology nowadays, these platforms are actually opening up the field for people like you and me to come in and invest your money, so that way it can just grow passively and, as the old saying goes, make money go work for you. So just to give you a quick background, so venture capitalists, the company, so SeedInvest has a selection of funds that it's currently investing in $200,000 alongside other companies that successfully raised capital through SeedInvest under Regulation D. For those who don't know what Regulation D means, it's just simply a regulation that allows company to offer and sell their offerings without having to register through the Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC. So the fund is targeting different investments, as you can read in here, over 50 companies over the next 2 years. And the partners are actually looking for opportunities to make a strategic co-investment, people who invest alongside with them to future investment. They also have the chunk that belongs to angel investing, where, as I mentioned, the angel investors used to be, for lack of a better word, private names that had access to larger funds of capital that would just simply go in and go ahead and invest a large sum of money and help these companies, these startups, grow. And in exchange, they will actually gain some type of shares or ownership into the company and also help their investment multiply, while at the same time they're helping those small businesses or those startups grow. And through equity crowdfunding, this is when you and I come in. And this was as a result of the Jobs Act. So for those who don't know, the Jobs Act, it's a law intended to encourage funding of small businesses in the US. And it was signed by President Obama in 2012. So thanks to this, now these type of companies are actually rarely available for the regular Main Street, so to speak, investor to actually come in and put their money in, not only to make your own money grow, but also to help for a larger cause, a much better cause, which is to help the company grow. So just to walk you through the perks, that they have. So here's a little bit of the history. I'll let you, read that in your own spare time. And here's the team. So in terms of their perks, they have the functionality to help you auto invest. So basically, you set up a program, and what they do is that they'll help you diversify up to 25 different companies. So it was very similar to stock investing, where you have to come in and, what they say, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Try to diversify and buy different types of stocks, whether it's in technology, healthcare, financial services. So it's very different here with the feature that they have. So you can invest in virtual reality startups, as you can see here. You can invest in e-commerce, different type of startups. They have real estate tech, you name it. And if you were to be curious, right, about the type of different startups that they have, you can actually come into this tab and click on Browse Startup, and you'll see all the different type of platforms that they have readily available here for you to go in and invest. So as you can see here, this is going to go through all of the opened different type of companies that they have that are still collecting funds from anyone who is willing to invest in their idea and their concept. And here's the number of days left that you can see here, and the amount of money that they have raised. So let's just say, for example, you have a company like WorldViz, where it's virtual reality for business. And so you actually come in here and you do a little bit of research, just like you would normally do with stocks. And so you try to understand what the company it's about. So just to give you a quick overview, they're offering securities through both Regulation D and CF, which means they give you some type of share ownership within the company. They're not publicly traded, but if they were to go out and be traded, you will basically have those shares of the company become actual shares that are going to be publicly traded in the stock market. As of now, you get a portion of that ownership in there. And here you have the different facts about the company. So you have their highlights, the total sales, $5 million. They have over 1,500 customers. And then the highlights of the fundraising. They have a total of 541 investors and so on. And so this is how you actually come in and learn a little bit about the company and all the testimonials that they have to offer. And then what is their product about? So I'm not going to bore you with the details. Just go ahead and take a look at what you like to see or what you think you want to invest in. And you can just go ahead and sign up to invest, and then you create your own account, and voila, you just go in and just move on. I'm not going to create one right now because I actually have an account with WeFunder, which we're going to get to last. And so I'm just going to go ahead and go back just for a sec. And then if you want to learn more about how you can actually come in and start your own race. So let's say not only you're interested in investing in all of these other companies, but maybe you do have an idea, you have your own company that you want to come in and raise capital for your own. So this platform is going to help you take care of everything. So they will help you take care of the pre-rounds, so that it's going to help you set up the funding that it's necessary, and they're going to help you through the whole process of raising capital, and then whatever upfront costs that setting these type of campaigns might entail, which is quite helpful when you don't have the money up front because you're already covering your operational costs in the company. But this will be a more in-depth topic for another video. But I wanted to show you that there's an option. Like, let's say you were to be interested and invest, and you want to go ahead and start your own race. There's an option right here where you can come in and do so. But like I said, the purpose of this video is just to show you the different types of startups that are available for you to invest in, and how you can actually come in and go ahead and invest. So let's take another one just quickly. You want to do Molly with Love. So this is all about beauty products and standards. Some of these companies, besides the fact that you invest, they actually help you. They give you some sort of discounts and access to samples of the early products and stuff like that. So you do get a lot of perks in this. So go ahead, feel free to start playing around with it. And if this is the right platform for you, go ahead and do it. For some reason, WeFunder resonated better with me, but that doesn't necessarily mean this is a much better platform. It's just the platform that worked out for me. Probably because of the minimum capital that they were requesting, but I'm going to get to it in a sec. So that's it about SeedInvest, right? So they have a minimum of $500, as you can see here. The valuation of the company is worth at $4 million. And so it all depends on the type of company that you want to invest in. So if you come here into Dante Labs, you're going to see that there's a minimum of $500 where you get to invest. So depending on how much you believe actually in the company, it will be entirely up to you to come in and say, okay, you know what, I believe in the concept. So their minimum, it's $500, which is quite steep. And it's one of the main reasons why I didn't want to invest in it, because if it's something new, I don't know if I want to put $500 in it. I look at it from the opportunity cost standpoint. I know $500 is probably not a lot of money for some people, and for some, it's actually a large sum of money. The way I view it is, if I am going to invest in something, what is it that I am giving up? If I am taking money away, let's say from stock investing or from real estate investing, to put it into one of these equity crowdfunding platforms, what am I getting out of it? And because it's something new that I started to do, I didn't feel comfortable investing $500. I wanted actually to start a little bit smaller, let's say with $100, and then just work my way up. But if you're comfortable investing this sum of money, feel free to go ahead and do so. Now, the next one is CrowdCube. CrowdCube is a little bit different because this is a company that is based in the UK, and they're actually funding UK-based companies where you can come in. As you can see, they have euros. This is the equity and the number of investors that have actually put their money in those companies. I'm going to go ahead and show you a video that they do, which they actually do a much better job about explaining it. So I don't want to sort of like repeat myself and try to make people get bored. So you come in here into how to invest, and I'm gonna go ahead and quickly play the video for you. It's about 3 minutes long, and like I said, they do a much better job at explaining this than I do. So enjoy.
In 2011, the world's first investment crowdfunding platform was launched. Now an industry leader, CrowdCube has democratized the world of investment by creating a platform that gives everyday investors the opportunity to back great British businesses, alongside professionals, angels, venture capital firms, and even the UK government. Our crowd of investors have helped exciting and unique businesses grow, and CrowdCube has had more investment than any other equity crowdfunding platform in the UK. As a member of the crowd, you can hand-pick the businesses you want to back, choosing from startups, early and growth stage businesses, and invest in anything, from a brewery, the latest clean tech company, a disruptive fintech business, or a consumer brand. The choice is yours. Not only could you discover the next big thing, you can share in the business's success and could receive up to 50% back on your initial investment through tax relief. Household names such as Brewdog, River Cottage and Eden Project have successfully raised millions with CrowdCube, whilst the investors' influence has helped developing brands rise to household name status. We're proud of the positive impact that CrowdCube's community of funded businesses have had on the UK economy already. Many have gone on to receive follow-on investment, created thousands of new jobs, and flourished in the UK and abroad. Astonishingly, a digital challenger bank raised £1 million in just 96 seconds. And Go Henry set a new record by raising £4 million on the platform. One individual even invested £1 million into Sugru through an iPhone. Keeping businesses and investors protected is our experienced and professional team that vet all pitches to ensure statements are fair, clear and not misleading. The average investment on CrowdCube is £2,000, but you can start investing and building your portfolio from just £10. Investing in businesses on CrowdCube is fast and easy, and we won't take a single penny of any returns you make on your investments. Our crowd of investors helped eCar Club become the world's first crowdfunding exit, and Camden Town Brewery became the highest value crowdfunding exit at £85 million. No wonder we've been named most prolific equity investor 2 years running. Imagine what's next. It's you, our savvy crowd, that has made CrowdCube what it is today, the UK's largest equity crowdfunding platform. Discover businesses, start following pitches, and make investments. You never know what's round the corner. CrowdCube, inspiring investment.
Alright, so that's it about the video, and I just realized I said euros before. Apologize. It's actually midnight over here in New York and I'm a little tired, but yes, it's done. The investments are actually done in pounds. There's not much I need to explain further because the video actually did a pretty good job at this. So it's very similar to SeedInvest, only that you get to invest in multiple different stages in the different companies. You can do startup, you can actually invest in companies that are a little bit more established, and again, this is actually based in the UK. And the reason why I actually picked this is because I don't want this video to be limited only to US investments. There are people from all over the world that watches our videos, and this is something that we wanted to do in order for everyone to feel more included. You don't have to be limited within the US, but you can also venture out and then invest in other parts of the world as well. And so that's it for CrowdCube. And it's very similar. So you have the choice of raising finance. You get to explore different type of companies that they have to invest. So I'll leave that entirely up to you. So moving along, now we're going to move into WeFunder, which is where I have my account. And again, the reason why I went ahead and I picked WeFunder is because there was a little bit more flexibility in terms of how much you would like to invest, and also because I thought some of the projects here resonated more with me. So as you can see here, you start investing with a minimum of 500, and then this is how much they have raised so far. And then what I liked about WeFunder is that they also give you the perks. If you are an investor, this is what you get in exchange besides the shares and besides getting equity and some part of ownership in their company. You get to have like discounts or like something, that's autographed. Each company has their own thing, but I like that in exchange, that it's not something that you had to go in and invest and had to wait for the company somehow make some kind of profit before you can start seeing the money happen. Because granted, you have to keep into account that this is actually risky. for lack of a better word. Not all companies make it all the way towards the end, but if they do, you do get that sense of ownership for investing in the company. So it's very similar to stock, only you feel here that you're actually making a positive contribution because you're helping a company to take off. And some of these options, some of these companies actually allow you to contribute with more than just money. That if you have some type of experience in the field, maybe some type of opinion that you think or an idea that you think can help these companies do better, you're actually encouraged to come in and share those ideas, so that way the company can actually hopefully grow faster than what it normally wouldn't if they didn't have access to your idea. So this is what I liked about WaitFunder. Let me go back and see if I actually can see one of the companies that I originally invested in. They probably are closed out by now because I believe they reached their minimum of what they were looking for. Oh, here. So Love Seed, for example, they're still looking to continue to gain funding from investors. As you can see here, their minimum to invest. How do I do this? What happened? $100. So you see, you have a bit more of a flexibility. I actually like vintage furniture, and I don't think vintage is ever gonna go away. It's just such a classy thing, and especially people in the US, they love the whole concept of vintage. Maybe it's not necessarily the idea for you, but I do see potential. By all means, I'm not suggesting that you invest in a Love Seat. If this is a company of my choice that I just simply like what they did, I like their concept and I like what they did, and they actually brand themselves the Amazon of vintage furniture. And same thing, you actually get investor perks. And then you get 15% off if you invest. So they give you some sort of like the minimum. If you invest $100, this is what you get. But then if you invest 500, this is how much you get. I believe that for this company, I invested only 100 because it was one of the very few that I started. I actually have more in my portfolio, which let me see if I can go ahead and just go ahead and sign up so I can show you what this platform looks like once you're actually inside of it, and you get to sort of like play around a little bit with this. Just bear with me 1 second. So we're gonna come in here and we're gonna go ahead into login. So okay, we're now inside of my account, and so we're already past the whole account creation process. And once you're inside your account, let's say you go ahead and you create it. By the way, it's actually free for you to create an account. You don't have to have some type of investment. You can go ahead and create one and then just play around with it until you find the right account for you. But as of now, this is what I have. And so you can actually come in and look into your tab that says My Investments. And these are the perks that I have. So this is what I went ahead and I invested. So I invested in a company called Mudbook. And basically Mudbook was actually funded by Andrea Haas. He used to be part of Apple, and it was also co-funded by Wozniak, who also happens to be part of Apple. He was actually the co-founder of Apple along with Steve Jobs, and so the minimum that they had in here, this was an investment that I actually did later on, and I believe I did it with $500, even though their minimum was $250, but I went ahead and I invested $500. So they give you a full voucher up to $600 worth of MacBook Pro, and their logo is basically, we make the Mac tablets that Apple won't, and so on. Again, one more time, I'm not suggesting that you invest in this company itself. It's just something that resonated with me, and I do see that there's a lot of potential for this platform to take off. And back to so we already talked about love seat and then dog parker. This is something that I'm actually a dog lover. I have 2 dogs, and I thought that this was actually an excellent idea. So what they do is that they have these little houses right here where you can actually put your pet while you're walking. Let's say you have to go into a store where they don't allow pets, instead of like tying them up in the street and one of those like parking meters or trees. You can actually set up your pet and put them in comfortably inside a house that either has heat for whenever it's extremely cold, or a nice um, AC house where they can actually go in there and stay cool. And so I don't think they're taking more bits anymore. It doesn't look like it. They probably reached their max. But yeah, so they tell you, a little bit about the company, the key facts. Some of the companies have perks, some of them they don't. But this is I like the idea. I actually saw these houses somewhere along in Brooklyn, New York, and I just thought it was excellent. Like I will definitely buy the membership. But I mean, my dogs are old, so I don't take them out as often. They just go around the block and they're back in. So, but if they were a little younger and I were to just go out and about with them, I will definitely buy this membership. So I figure, you know what, let me just go ahead and invest in this company. Again, if this is not for you, you don't have to invest in it, but this is just part of my portfolio that what I did. And very similar to the other companies, now we're going to step outside of my account and we're going to come into Explore. If you're not sure exactly what you want to invest in, you go ahead and you click on the Explore page, and they actually have everything nicely laid out for you. If you have no idea where to start, then you click on everything. But then if you have some kind of passion or some understanding for technology, then you go ahead into their technology bucket and so on. And so here's the company that they say on the top. These are probably the most popular, because they're definitely not organized by alphabetical order. We have B over here, and then we have an A. So I'm thinking these are the most popular that the majority of the people are investing in. So if you are unsure, you can actually go ahead and start with this page, and then start to get familiarized with each of these concepts. Let's try one here, iCam. This actually looks quite interesting. It's the power in your hand. So it looks like you have, some kind of like camera that is reflected in the palm of your hand, sorry. It is valued at 30 million, and the minimum is 250, which is pretty reasonable compared to the 500 that you saw in SeedInvest. And then these are the perks. So if you invest up to $1,000, this is what you get. And then if you invest up to 2,500, then you become a team leader, and then you get an additional 1,250 in options in iCam. So this is actually a pretty good deal. So feel free to actually venture it out, and they have their own like videos that actually walk you through each of the mission and the company and what the company is about. So that's basically it. Then you come in, you try to understand what the company is about. Down here you see plenty of pictures, how you can actually like this idea. I think it's pretty cool. But I'm gonna have to look into it further. But I'm not gonna do that tonight, because the purpose of this is just to create you know what? Let me actually do that just to kind of like walk you through this. So let's say I want to go ahead and invest, I don't know, $300. I'm not gonna do anything right now, but let's say I did the research and I wanted to go ahead and invest. So we're gonna come in here, click on invest, minimum of $300, and then they charge you a fee of 9, and then this is what you get. So you're gonna get a future equity, and then a save gives you the right to future shares and ICAM, and then if you invest, your vending company will be worth more than 30 million in the future. And as an early bird bonus, you get a 15% discount. as if you're part of the investor who funded the first $250,000, and so you actually get actually a good perk in it. So you get your personal information in, and then your payment method. You can actually pay with a credit card. For those who don't know, you don't have to have a bank account linked to this. You can go ahead and let's say you have a credit card that you want to use, and just go ahead and get started. As long as you spend your money responsibly, you can go ahead and make your purchase using a credit card. And then you do your online signature, and then you just click on complete investment, and you're good to go. And so that's basically it for this session, part two of the alternative investing series. I hope you find this information really useful. And feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any questions, or if you have any inquiries, or maybe there's something in additional to equity crowdfunding that you would like to learn about. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the button right there on your right, and stay tuned. And also, don't forget to follow us in social media. We actually recently have opened up an Instagram account. It's under Investing You TV. And that's it. We're going to see you next time. And thank you for tuning in. Again, I hope you really found this information valuable. And feel free to leave a comment down below. And until next time, ciao.